Hey!
Hey!
Miss Mel.
Whew, we made it. Mr. Chris, I was worried we weren't going to make it.
I am exhausted.
I'm so tired.
Just
Oh my
wait.
gosh, I need some water.
You just wipe some of my sweat off my brow.
So, Mr. Chris. Oh, okay, Mr. Chris.
Yes.
So what did we do today? We've been busy.
Look
We've
at this
been
thing.
busy.
Look at this thing. Hold on. Look at that
Ah.
right there. All this over here. We have been on a hike.
We have
Right,
been
Miss Mel?
Oh, yeah.
Sarah,
Oh.
careful there.
Oh. So, we've been on a hike
We're
today.
hiking.
It was awesome. We went to Sky Meadows in
In Shenandoah.
yes. So, we just wanted to
Woo, we are tired.
we are tired.
How many miles? 15, 20-mile hike? Uphill, downhill, uphill, downhill.
Rocks.
Watch your terrain.
Watch your terrain. That's
Uh-huh.
my favorite thing to say.
What are some things we saw on this awesome hike?
Oh my goodness, we saw lots of bugs.
Mhm.
The leaves are turning.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And
Mushrooms. Many mushrooms.
oh my gosh, so many mushrooms. I have to post them. Tons of different mushrooms.
Mhm.
One looks like a ripple. One looked like a big one that like I was expecting a leprechaun to be sitting on. There was a red one like our daughter painted.
Mhm.
And we never eat them.
You know what we didn't see?
We don't eat the mushrooms, remember?
We don't eat the mushrooms.
No.
We
Unless we look them up.
we also saw a snake.
Oh, we did.
A black snake. We stayed far away from it.
Yes.
But we
huge.
saw it. We saw deer out in the like Hoppy and Twirly.
Yes.
We saw no bears.
No bears today.
Thank goodness.
No bears.
Thank
Lots
goodness.
of squirrels.
Lots of squirrels.
They're collecting their the acorns are only just starting. So they're just running around.
Did you
getting
mention
fat.
butterflies? We saw some
We saw a
butterflies.
bunch of
A lot of
butterflies,
butterflies.
didn't we?
A lot of different
Yes.
flowers.
Fantastic. So
Did you see any blisters on your feet? No. You take good care of your feet. My feet are also delicate flowers. So, yeah.
So
No
Chris,
blisters on our
No
feet.
blisters on our feet, but we had a ton of fun. So we wanted to talk about what we bring on our hikes
Yeah.
because our family, we go on a lot of hikes. So typically we bring,
Snacks.
first things first, Mr. Chris. Yes. okay.
Pistachio nuts.
We bring our water. We have packs that we love, that we bring our Camelbacks, and we are able to carry those. We always bring a hat, keep our face protected. We bring sunglasses to keep our eyes protected from the sun and the bugs. We always bring our sunscreen and our bug spray. We use the family safe one, the family care one. And then the other thing Mr. Chris and I bring, like he's eating right now, are these snacks. And we always either bring like a trail mix, which is peanuts and some chocolate,
Raisins.
walnuts, raisins. Okay.
Stop moving around. It's not him. Good.
Or pistachios, because nuts really provide that protein and that energy that you need.
And you can throw the nutshells right in they're not littering. Where you bring stuff in packages.
The squirrels will be so happy.
Yeah, you know,
So-
it's biodegradable, I think is the word.
So we also, our family has hiking sticks that we got at a local hiking store. We've had them for years, and you can tell because our hiking sticks are fairly worn down. We use them
Quite a bit.
quite a bit, and because we love them. So we used to live near the Appalachian Trail.
We're still not that far.
Yeah. So does anybody here go on hikes? Raise your
Let us know.
hand.
Put it in the
Let us
comments.
know. Comments. So tonight, what I'm going to read, Mr. Chris, is I am going, I'm really tired, is I am going to read our story that is the sequel from the walk a few weeks ago to it's called The Hike,
Called The Hike.
right?
Well, I'm not going to stay while you read. But I'm not going to leave you alone. No, I'm going to leave you with a special guest that is going to watch over your shoulder. And maybe that will foreshadow the next story coming. Isn't that right, Stim? Isn't that right? Do you see Stim up there? I don't know if you can
I'll
quite
move
see
it.
him. There you go. Stim.
Stim.
So Stim will be here with you
Oh,
as you read.
Thank you, Stim.
All right, everybody, enjoy the story. I'm taking these with me.
Hey, can you take these with you too? Thank you, friend. Hey, great hike. Good job.
Yeah.
We did do around, I will say, we did do around a 6-mile hike today.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Right.
I will say it was by accident. Because Miss Mel didn't realize the path.
Maps are something we should take on our hike too.
We should definitely take maps. We did take the map. We just didn't realize that we took the longest, hardest route. But the kids had a blast, and so did we. We needed it. So if you've been out today, we would love to hear what you've been up to today. But I am, and do you see Stim up in the corner? He's one of our faves. We love him. So I am going, I like this. I should wear, oh, Mr. Chris put his special, I don't like his. Ooh, it's his special stool, and it's got a bouncy ball on the top. Whew, it's not good. So I should wear this water thing every week. Then I can drink from it while I'm reading. All right. So thank you, Stem, for being here. All right. So the hike by Chris and Melissa Bouguet. The train is leaving in 5 minutes. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. Stem, you're going to have to just hang there by yourself. All aboard the Trail Hike Express, yelled Dad from upstairs. I knew the drill since I was almost 5 and all. Yes, 30 more days and I would be officially old enough to ride that big yellow bus I had been admiring for years. My shoes were on, the straps were velcroed, and I was securing my hat as I noticed my little sister Maggie doing the wiggly dance. Did she have to go potty? That'd be a good idea before we hit the trail. But for some reason, I just didn't think that was it. She just looked, well, distracted. After all, I'm an expert in being distracted, and so it's something I know all about. So, as any nice big brother would do, I gathered her hiking sneaks, the really dirty ones, and laid them next to each other on the floor. Hey, sis, I yelled, over here, time for shoes, remember? My 2.5-year-old sister dropped the princess doll she was dancing around with and made a beeline straight for me, chanting, no shoes, no shoes, no shoes, the whole way. Yes, shoes, I said as kindly as I could. I helped her stuff her feet into the shoes and left tying to Mama or Daddy. I had been practicing, but tying my own shoes and tying someone else's shoes are two completely different things. It's like everything is backwards or opposite or upside down. Besides, she wouldn't keep her feet still. I couldn't even get a hold of her laces, never mind tie them. It would be like trying to capture a picture of a plane doing loop-de-loops at the air show I saw last week. Daddy came down the stairs wearing the familiar red backpack on his shoulders. It used to hold diapers and wipes and baby food. Now that we are bigger, it holds bug spray, suntan lotion, and extra underpants. Just in case. I heard Mom call from upstairs, "Do you have the backpack?" "Yep, right here, honey." Daddy quickly captured little Sis's wiggly feet and tied those sneakers tight. "Let's go already," I cried, and I remembered my manners. I'm still working on those. Please, may we go? I asked again in my best 5-year-old voice. Just then, Mama bounced down the stairs chanting, hiking, hiking, hiking. We hopped in the car and strapped ourselves in. It was a quick drive to our favorite trail entrance on a different part of the mountain that we call our home. Daddy started the car and off we went. As we rode, we passed all the usual views. First, we made a left and passed the fallen oak tree, overgrown with vines. Then we made a right and drove past our neighbor, Mr. Dowd's garden of tomato plants, surrounded by chicken wire. Then we made a left again, where we passed Cody-O-Dio, a little brown dachshund that ran in circles so fast that he made a groove in the dirt. Everyone, I'm back. So have you had this happen this week where your computer goes out or you lose connection and then you have to start all over again. And it can be really frustrating, right? So we went on a hike today, and Miss Mel didn't do a very good job of connecting her phone when she got back. And so when I was on the hike, my phone drained, sometimes your device drains too. So make sure that you plug it in. Mr. Chris says, ABC, always be charging. And so I should have done that. So I learned my lesson. I've had that happen a couple times this week with distance learning as well. Have you ever had that happen? So what I'm going to do is I am going to post both of these because Mr. and Chris and I talked about our hike. But I also want to let you know that I'm going to start reading the story from the beginning, just in case we missed it. But yeah, sometimes that happens, guys, and it's okay, right? Because we're all learning and we're all growing. So sometimes you lose connection, especially after a day of hiking. Oh my goodness. Miss Mel does not smell great. So I'm going to start again. All right. The Hike by Chris and Melissa Bugay. The train is leaving in 5 minutes. All aboard the Trail Hike Express, yelled Dad from upstairs. I knew the drill since I was almost 5 and all. Yes, 30 more days and I would be officially old enough to ride that big yellow bus I'd been admiring for years. My shoes were on, the straps were Velcroed, and I was securing my hat as I noticed my little sister. Maggie was doing the wiggly dance. Did she have to go potty? That'd be a good idea before we hit the trail, but for some reason, I just didn't think that was it. She just looked, well, distracted. After all, I'm an expert in being distracted, so it's something I know all about. Well, I was a nice big brother, and I did what any nice big brother would do. I gathered her hiking sneaks, the really dirty ones, and laid them next to each other on the floor. Hey, sis, I yelled. Over here, time for shoes, remember? My 2.5-year-old sister dropped the princess doll she was dancing around with and made a beeline straight for me, chanting, no shoes, no shoes, no shoes, no shoes, the whole way. Yes, shoes, I said kindly as I could. I helped her stuff her feet in the shoes and left the tying to Mama and Daddy. I had been practicing, but tying my own shoes and tying someone else's shoes are two completely different things. It's like everything is backwards or opposite or maybe upside down. Besides, she wouldn't keep her feet still. I couldn't even get a hold of her laces, never mind tie them. It was like trying to capture a picture of the plane doing loop-de-loops at the air show we saw last week. Daddy came down the stairs wearing the familiar backpack on his shoulders. It used to hold diapers and wipes and baby food. Now that we're bigger, it holds bug spray, suntan lotion, and extra underpants, just in case. I heard Mom call from upstairs, do you have the backpack? Yep, right here, honey. Daddy quickly captured little Sis's wiggly feet and tied those sneakers tight. Let's go already, I cried, and then I remembered my manners. I'm still working on those. Please, can we go? I asked again in my best almost 5-year-old voice. Just then, Mama bounced down the stairs chanting, hiking, hiking, hiking. We hopped in the car and strapped ourselves in. It was a quick drive to our favorite trail entrance on a different part of the mountain that we call our home. Daddy started the car and off we went. As we rode past all the usual views. First, we made a left and passed a fallen oak tree overgrown with vines. Then we made a right and drove right past our neighbor, Mr. Dowd's garden of tomato plants, surrounded by chicken wire. Then we made a left again, where we passed Coyote-O, a little brown dachshund that ran in circles so fast he made a groove in the dirt. Suddenly, Daddy stopped at the end of the road that was called Mad Hatter. What a crazy name for a road! Anyway, I knew what he was doing. He always got confused on our drive off the mountain. I don't know how he keeps forgetting. We have lived here my whole life, but he forgets all the same. I heard him say. Anticipating his question, I yelled, Daddy, you take a right, take a right. And Daddy said, what do you think? A right here, Mama? And Mama said, yes, a right here, Daddy. And Maggie said, left, 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 because she is learning. Daddy followed the majority rules theory, and off we went. We passed the school that I would be going to in exactly 45 days. I admired its playground as we drove by, around 2 curves, past a construction site, and we were there. We pulled into the parking lot, tires crunching on the gravel. We bounced in our seats as the car's wheels found every pothole in the entire parking lot. It reminded me of those little cars you put the quarters in at the mall. I shouted out, look how bumpy this parking lot is, Daddy. And Daddy said, wow, look how bumpy this parking lot is, Mama. And Mama said, ooh, look how bumpy this parking lot is, Maggers. And Maggers said, smooth, 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 because she is learning. I got all 3 buckles undone on my car seat before Mama even had time to reach for her safety belt release. I was faster than fast and quicker than quick for sure. Daddy opened my door and I jumped out, ready to hit the trail. Hands on my hips, I wondered how fast I could run the trail and what animals we'd see. Then something wet and cold hit the back of my neck. Hey, who's spraying me? I said as I turned to find Mama with a familiar pink and blue bottle in her hand. Sunblock. We don't want to get burned, she said with a smile. This year, I was old enough to have her spray me and then rub it in myself. When I was rubbing it in, Maggers came over to my side of the car holding Daddy's hand with the rest of him in tow. Mama was quick to spray Maggers before she could protest. She had covered her in white film in 10 seconds flat. My little sister didn't even know what hit her. I finished rubbing it all in, but my hands were still wet from the extra lotion. I turned to Daddy and said, look how wet my hands are, Daddy. And Daddy said, wow, look how wet his hands are, Mama. And Mama said, ooh, look how wet his hands are, Maggers. And Maggers said, dry, 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 because she was learning. Sunblocked and bug sprayed, we gathered our water bottles and off we went. My water bottle was full to the very tippity top, so it was heavier than usual, but nothing I couldn't handle. Hand in hand, we walked to the entrance of the trail. It smelled like fresh rain, and I could see the water droplets on the leaves as we walked by. There were birds chirping and squirrels chattering. A good hiker always watches the terrain below their feet. Mama's voice always reminded me of this. I remembered this was a tricky trail with lots of roots and rocks on top, and you were able to trip over them. As we rounded the corner, I was stopped dead in my tracks. A huge tree lay right across our path. It must have crashed during the storm from the night before. The top of the tree rested on the top of another tree, making a perfect little tunnel for Maggers and I to climb under, but Mama and Daddy would have to duck. I called back to Daddy, look how low this tree is, Daddy. And Daddy said, wow, look how low this tree is, Mama. And Mama said, ooh, look how low this tree is, Maggers. And Maggers said, hi, 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 because she is learning. We all cleared the tree, and my little sister and I both took a swig from our water bottles. We were at my favorite part of the trail, the runway. I called it that for 2 reasons. First, it was so long and straight. It looked like a perfect place for a plane to take off. Second was because Mama and Daddy let me run the whole way down this path. I got into position, and my little sister lined up next to me. Who was she kidding? There's no way to keep up with me when I run my fastest. But I turned and smiled at her anyways, 'cause that's what a good brother does. A shot of excitement raced from my head to my toes, and I heard Mama and Daddy yell, ready, set, go! Off we went, my little sister squealing the whole way. She stayed right next to me until I turned on my boosters. With a quick, great job, Maggers! I kicked it into high gear, and off I went. I was a plane, ready to take off. I screamed, "Look how fast I'm going, Daddy!" And Daddy said, "Wow, look how fast he's going, Mama!" And Mama said, "Ooh, look how fast he's going, Maggers!" And Maggers said, "Slow, slow, slow!" because she is learning. When I reached the tree at the end of the runway, I stopped, caught my breath, and took another gulp of water. I could see Maggers on Daddy's shoulders now, which always happened during this part of the hike. She is still little, not like me. Mama shouted out, "Who wants trail mix?" Daddy, Maggers, and I shouted in unison, "I do, I do, I do." Mama laughed and took out the 4 individual bags of heavenly mix of peanuts, raisins, goldfish, and pretzels. She handed us our own little baggie of the tasty treat, and I dug right in. I always eat things in order. First of all, I start with the peanuts. Then I eat all the raisins, then all the goldfish, and finally the pretzels. Maggers only eats the pretzels and the goldfish from her bag because those are her favorites. Daddy, well, he eats it all, mixed by the handful. You wouldn't believe how much he can fit into his mouth in one bite. By the time we're through, it's a crumbly mess. I held up my hands and said, "Look how messy I am, Daddy." And Daddy said, "Wow, look how messy he is, Mama." And Mama said, "Ooh, look how messy he is, Maggers." And Maggers said, "Clean, clean, clean," because she is learning. I washed down my last pretzel with one more big swig of water from my bottle, and off we went. My wet legs were wobbly from running so fast and so far, so I strode beside Daddy. He and Mama were pointing out leaves, berries, and bugs. We came upon a tree with a large, black, curvy line on it. As we got closer, Daddy jumped back and said, "Whoa! That's a snake! Look, there, on that tree!" Mama put her hand on my shoulder, which I knew means stop. She picked up Maggers as we watched the curvy line wriggle and move up the tree. Daddy took out the camera and snapped a picture. How cool! We watched it for a while until it went to the top of the tree and settled on some branches. Daddy bent down so we could see the screen on the digital camera as he showed us the picture he had taken of it. I said, "Look how long that snake is, Daddy." And Daddy said, "Wow, look how long that snake is, Mama." And Mama said, "Ooh, look how long that snake is, Maggers." And Maggers said, "Short, short, short," because she is learning. Mama said, "I think we've gone far enough for today," and nodded back the way we came. Daddy agreed, and we turned around, passing everything we'd already seen. It was a long way back, but before we knew it, I could hear muffled sounds of cars on the road. I knew we were close to the parking lot. Like a horse smelling the barn, I picked up my pace a little bit. My legs sure were tired, and I was getting hungry again. I wasn't paying close attention to my terrain, thinking about the snake in my grumbling belly when smack! Down I went. Before I even knew it, I was down on the ground. My water bottle cover had popped off, and all the water soaked the dirt beneath me, making me a muddy mess. "You okay, partner?" my dad yelled as his big hands pulled me up to my feet again. "Yeah," I said instantly, a little bit embarrassed that I fell. "Any blood?" I heard Mama say from behind me. That's always one of our first questions when either of us fall. "Nope," said Daddy as he quickly scanned my legs, arms, and elbows. "We're good to go. Just pay attention, partner, okay?" I nodded my head up and down, and we continued on our way. I went to take a final drink of water, but the bottle felt light. I said, "Look how empty my water bottle is, Daddy." And Daddy said, "Wow, look how empty his water bottle is, Mama." And Mama said, "Ooh, look how empty his water bottle is, Maggers." And Maggers said, "Full, full, full. Share mine?" Holding out her water bottle because she is learning. I hope you enjoyed the story. Again, I'm sorry about the technical difficulty, but this one, we got the whole story in. Mr. Chris, just to catch you up, Mr. Chris and I went on a hike today, and we had a great time. We saw lots of squirrels and deer and leaves changing, and the breeze was very crisp and cool, which are signs of fall. And so we brought our snack. Today it was pistachios, and we each got our own individual bags just like usual. And then we always bring our water bags. We have Camelbacks, and we are able to bring those with us. And our Mimi and Papa, my mom and dad, who we call Mimi and Papa, got us those bags. So and we bring our bug spray, and we sprayed ourselves down with sunblock. And then Mr. Chris and I were talking about making sure you have the map for the trail. We had the map, but we just misread the amount of time and the distance. And so Mr. Chris and I didn't add on, we did a 2.2 trail, but we didn't add on how long it took us to get to the 2.2 trail. So we actually did about, I would say, 5 to 6 miles today, which was a lot of fun, and it was a really cool terrain, and we went up rocks and down rocks. If you did something today, let us know. Then we came home and swung on the hammock. So let us know what you did. We would love to hear from you, and I will be posting pictures of our hike today, and I hope you had a great day and a great weekend. Enjoy your day, however your school looks tomorrow, whether you're asynchronous or synchronous or hybrid or back full time. I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. All right, thanks everyone for joining us. Bye.